Frigid temperatures outside, but inside the Herb Brooks National Hockey Center, the relationship between 13th ranked St. Cloud State and 6th ranked North Dakota could not be any colder. The Fighting Hawks atop the NCHC for the first time this season, and St. Cloud State, the Huskies, they're looking for revenge here at the Brooks Center. Now, we got what could be a classic ahead of us in the best conference in college hockey. But before we can get there, let's get into Husky Faceoff.
Comes McLaughlin out of the penalty box, slides it ahead to Blake, and he scores! Back to the point, Lidke and drive, rebound, and score!
Welcome inside the Brooks Center now. Amidst last night's loss, Vidi Miettinen notched his 100th point. Anna Baining is standing ice side with him.
Vidi, a career milestone last night, 100 points. How do you notch that point number 101 tonight and a win over the Fighting Hawks?
Oh yeah, it's obviously it's great to get that milestone done, but I'm more focused on the winning than anything else. I would trade that for a win any day, and we're going to play the full 60 today and get it done.
All right, good luck tonight, Vidi.
Thank you.
Ryan?
Thanks, Anna. Vidi wants the win, and so do we. Last night, though, the Huskies could not find victory once again in 2024. 3 straight games in the new year without a win. Let's jump into the highlights from last night, and early on, it was the Fighting Hawks making the Olympic sheet their own. 2 goals in the first period thanks to Jackson Blake and Garrett Pike put the Hawks in the driver's seat very early in this one, a 2-0 lead, but the Huskies did not go down quietly. Native North Dakotan Mason Salquist teamed up with points leader Kyler Kupka for the Huskies to get them within 1 in the second, but action Jackson Blake continued to put on a show. His 14th goal of the season, an absolute snipe, put UND up 3-1. Now chaos in front for the Huskies set Josh Lidke up from the blue line, and now it's 3-2. But Cameron Berg looking to close the door on St. Cloud State. The Faceoff fiend came alive to close the door on SCSU. A 4-2 score. Vidi Miettinen for .100 would make it 4-3, but an empty netter sent the Huskies down in 5-3 fashion. Now let's hear from Coach Larson and Vidi Miettinen postgame about the loss.
You would have told me we'd have 36 plus shots on net, plus they had 17 blocks. We had the puck a lot. I thought we played, I can't ask much more of the guys, to be honest. I thought our guys played really hard tonight. I thought we created a lot of chances. I thought we kept coming back after getting down. I thought there was no panic on the bench. Unfortunately, the game didn't go our way tonight, but as a coach, you can look at the team and say, hey, they gave everything they had. We thought our first period was just okay. If we can play 60 like we played the last 40 tonight, I'll take our chances. I really liked our team for most of the game. I really liked their heart and how hard they played.
We just can't give them anything. Just gotta figure out the PK as well. Play like we played the second and third period. We played 40 minutes of really good hockey out there, and just keep playing our game and trust the plan.
All right, we'll take a look at the NCHC standings as St. Cloud State and North Dakota. This matchup means more. North Dakota takes that lead in conference by just a point, and this is a series where when we get into March, we can look at last night's game and tonight's game as being massive difference makers. Denver behind St. Cloud State by 4 points, Western Michigan by 7, North Dakota and St. Cloud State would both love these points tonight to gain an edge over their opponents in conference. Every matchup matters every night in the NCHC, but this one more so than others. The first and second place teams in the conference duke it out. But we'll take a quick break here on NCHC TV. When we come back, the captain's captain joins us. Welcome back to the Brooks Center. I'm your host, Ryan McNamara. Now with me here at the desk, the high-flying, the styling, Gino Parrish. Look at you.
High flying? I'll take styling, but I don't know about high flying. Look at that group of goons right there. Brandon Samper and, oh my goodness. And that's me with these bright lights, the big city, the big night. It's time. It's time, people. Sorry, Bryce and Sammy. This is our time to shine, people.
Gino, you're looking good, but unfortunately the Huskies didn't look too hot last night. At least that's what the final score indicates. But who did look out of this world? Ludvig Persson, the Swedish fiend in net, was incredible.
Yes, incredible is potentially an understatement to that gentleman's performance yesterday. We saw it last year. It was frustrating as all get out then, and it was even more frustrating last evening to see that force, that effort that was put forth by St. Cloud State, most specifically in the second and the third period, but throughout the first period too. You know, there were several moments that weathered that North Dakota storm for the first 5 to 10 minutes, but Persson was there time in and time out, and it took that phenomenal pass that's a highlight reel pass by Kupka. Probably doesn't get enough credit for what it was, but it was a very subtle maneuver that he did, pass that puck over on Mason Salquist, another North Dakota product, to finally find the back of the net. But that was absolutely magical. But Persson was just bam, bam, every single time. Look at him, just post to post, post to post. His body is just lunging at every single play, and his eyes are on the puck. And I love to see an athletic goaltender like that. I'm not trying to retract anything from anybody St. Cloud State has, but these saves. So it reminds me a la Charlie Lindgren. The kid was as nimble as a jungle cat, and that's what Ludvig Persson did last night.
Well, the Huskies weren't without their successes. 3 goals last night, including Vidi Mietinen's 100th point, another goal this season. He now leads the Huskies with a dirty dozen, but let's get inside the mind of Vidi here for that 100th point. Take a look at this.
Man, I don't know if I can get inside the mind. I surely can't get inside the release that this kid has. You watch what he does right there. I usually am not a big fan of the dusting that puck off, but here he does it over and over. Sorry, buddy, the shade's got to come off. Just see this angle again because it was that spectacular. What he's doing there is he's just playing that defenseman. He's waiting for that defenseman to give him that proper angle on that shot. So the second he feels like he's got the angle on the goaltender where the goaltender can't see that release or that kick point that he's about to let go, that's when he let it go, and it was spectacular. When we saw that thing up top, the first couple of times, I thought it went through the far side and low, far side and low, far side and low, just giving the angle, and then through the infinite rationale we have of replay here, I got to see where it actually went in, and that was mind-boggling. How many pucks last night were bar down, high corner, and that kid's release is second to none in NCAA hockey.
Well, the Huskies are going to need it tonight because we saw time and time again yesterday. You saw it in the graphic there. 17 blocked shots for North Dakota, and most of them came from their defensemen. It was ridiculous. There was rarely an opening in front.
No, everything was shut down. It was the wall of green is what they saw, and most specifically in the end of the game when St. Cloud State really did put the pressure on them. You saw one player in front and then 2 players in front, and they stood up, they stood tall, and then they took a knee. It didn't matter. They did whatever it took to shut down the offensive prowess of St. Cloud State, and therefore came out victorious in doing so. The most notable one was that final power play when they had the extra attacker on. It seemed like there were 3 skaters in front of the puck at all times, and it's pretty deflating when you get into that position as a player. You're like, all I want to do is get it through. All I want to do is get it through. You feel like you're disappointing your teammates when in actuality you just didn't have that opportunity.
Well, we'll take a look at our leaders of the pack, and for the Huskies, it's Dylan Anhorn. You've been in his shoes before. After a tough loss, the captain, what do you say to your team, especially after a solid performance for him?
It's follow my lead. That kid has done every single thing right. He really has. His defensive zone, his neutral zone, the manner of which he transitions, the manner of which he enters the zone with authority. A lot of defenders, you saw Jack Peart did a lot of this last night as well. They enter the zone, but they enter the zone under the preface that they're a defender, and then get to the top of the circles, and then they tend to back out. But Dylan Anhorn doesn't have that in him. He doesn't have that. We have different DNA structures. I didn't want anybody to get by me. He's like, you know what? I can go in here and I can make some magic happen. And he really did, because when he goes down low, he does not immediately retreat towards the blue line. He doesn't immediately retreat. He knows that his forwards are going to cover for him when he goes below the goal line and pinches. And they understand that he is going to make a play, and they're going to stay up top and protect that blue line for him.
All right, well, we'll take a quick look at North Dakota's leader of the pack, and this is a guy who absolutely showed some magic last night. Mr. Action Jackson Blake, 2 goals, 1 assist, continued. He put the pressure on the Huskies all night long.
I'm having PTSD here looking at a Blake jersey in North Dakota back from the 90s, you know, and his dad was feisty and fiery and immensely skilled, just like him. However, this is the right-handed version of his old man, and both of them terrific athletes. Amazing future ahead of this gentleman. You saw the corners that he picked. He could not have shot those pucks in a better placement. He waited. You've got a 6'6" goaltender in net that has his angles. He's out above the top of the crease, and you still find a way to get it over the shoulder. It's unimaginable for a vast majority of people, but not for that gentleman right there.
Well, thank you for joining us, Gino. A ridiculous performance from him last night, but I'm hoping to hear for more of your excitement tonight.
Welcome back into Husky Faceoff. Joining me now is Husky Productions alum Rachel Herzog and former St. Cloud State defender. And Rachel, goaltending played a dominant factor in last night's game. Ludwig Persson has a season best of 34 saves last night. How can Huskies really get through the brick wall he really is?
Yeah, Persson really stole the game away from the Huskies last night. They had plenty of grade A chances around the net. He was just able to keep them from going across the goal line. They just need to make him uncomfortable between the pipes. He's a seasoned player in the NCHC, knows how to play against St. Cloud. They just need to make sure they're putting as many pucks on net as possible, but also feeding those seams across the house, across the goal crease, to make him move a little bit more, to make him a little bit more uncomfortable.
And as a former defender yourself, St. Cloud State took shots. They had 17 blocked shots by the Fighting Hawks. How can they really maneuver their ways around the Fighting Hawks positioning tonight in their offensive zone?
Well, blocking shots really is such an underrated stat in college hockey. It's the second line of defense. They have the last line of defense in the goaltender. It makes it easier for the goaltender in general. So they're really, again, it kind of plays off of the last question, just moving across the crease through the slot, making sure you're finding those seams and getting pucks on net. They're still going to be in your shooting lanes, but when they're in their shooting lanes, that means they're also creating a screen against Ludwig Persson. So just continue to take as many shots as possible, but also making him move side to side, make the team work a little bit harder, use the flanks, get the pucks on net.
Thanks so much, Rachel.
Thank you, Anna.
And now Samantha Roaring, Husky Productions' very own, sat down to smell the roses with Ryan Rossborough.
The NCHC, one of the most competitive leagues in college hockey. The path to playing consistently isn't easy. For Ryan Rossborough, hard work and self-belief is what's led to his breakthrough.
Very good student, very good teammate, very good attitude, and I think the greatest reward he has is he brings his best in practice, both on and off the ice.
He's a guy who really, through a lot of hard work and hours spent at the rink and a lot of stuff that most people wouldn't see, have helped not only build Rose into the player he is, but get him those extra opportunities.
His game has just continued to get better and better. I mean, we're playing Denver on a Saturday night in a crucial overtime, and he's out there now. It wasn't that long ago that he wasn't in the lineup.
Rossborough started his college experience as a redshirt, practicing with the team, but not playing in any games.
Rosie's obviously a guy who came in and wasn't dealt the easiest hand out of the gates.
What he did his first year, he spent a lot of extra time with our strength coach again to get stronger.
That was tough, but at the same time, I think I really needed that at that point. It was a big development year for me, working with the coaches.
And then he got in 19 or 20 games last year, got a taste of it, played some really good hockey games for us.
The inconsistency of being in the lineup can be a challenge, but Rossborough didn't let it discourage him.
Not playing's tough, but just staying even keel keeping my same habits day in and day out, no matter if I was playing or not playing. So that's what I stuck to.
Work ethic, I think, is really what makes him who he is.
I think it comes from my parents. They're both really hardworking people that I look up to every day. Seeing how hard they've worked and how much sacrifice they've put into making an opportunity for me to play at St. Cloud even possible. So it definitely goes all the way back to them from day one.
Now he's come into a situation where I think he fully understands his role in the team, what he brings to the team, and what that is energy, good stick detail, real reliable defensively, really good with the puck, understands the game.
It pushes everyone around him to be better because you've got a lot of guys fighting to be in the lineup. And when you see a guy like that do the right things every day to be in the lineup, I think it pushes the other guys to do the same.
Any given night, we have 7 to 8 guys that are not playing. Well, Rosie's been in that situation, but he trusted in the coaching staff, he trusted in the training program, he had high belief in himself, and that's where it's led him to where he is today.
Stop and smell the roses!
Well, the Huskies looking to smell the roses just a little bit more. We'll be back with more from coaches after the break.
Welcome back into Husky Faceoff. I'm here with head coach of the Huskies, Brett Larson. And coach, you said you were proud of the way that your team played for the last 2 periods last night. How does your team come out with that same energy right from the get-go tonight?
Well, you know what? They were pretty frustrated after the game. They thought they played good enough to get it done, and against a great team like North Dakota right now, I guess we need to bring a little bit more, and I think that's going to motivate these guys to push. We need to dig down and find a way to get it done.
And North Dakota plays an aggressive game. How do you combat that?
We keep sticking with it. You know, we had 37 shots last night. I thought we were aggressive on our forecheck, which turned a lot of pucks over, and we got pucks to the net. So the one thing we can do better, I think, is a little bit better net presence. Having a guy pushing their goalie back in the crease a little bit, making it a little harder on him, and hopefully we can bury a few.
Thank you, coach. Good luck tonight.
Thanks.
Now, Ryan McNamara is alongside head coach of the Fighting Hawks, Brad Berry.
Thanks, Anna. Coach, in the win last night, your D-Corps 17 block shots. This is a group that looks much different from last year. What can you say about their buy-in?
Well, they're experienced guys. They played a lot of college hockey, and you know, they're willing to do whatever it takes to win a game. And you know, at the end of the day, I thought they did a good job of defending on this big ice.
And Ludwig Pearson, another transfer on this roster, a season high in saves. What do you think of his performance?
Yeah, I thought he was outstanding. You know, I thought we made a push early in the game, but when St. Cloud made a push in the second, you know, he stood tall in the net. He made some huge saves at key times for us and gave us a chance to win.
All right, good luck tonight, Coach.
Yeah, thank you.
All right, coming up here on Husky Faceoff, Vidi Miettinen, 100 points, a special feature on this edition of Husky Faceoff. All right, coming up here on Husky Faceoff, we've got a good one. Vidi Miettinen, 100 points, the 39th member of the club, and he did it in quite a pretty way. More on this after the break.
Welcome to the Century Club!
The Miettinen name, a sound the National Hockey Center has echoing, the prolific force for the Huskies, and now a mark in collegiate hockey history.
The more he shoots it, the more they're going to go in.
Making headlines and stamping his name in the 100-point club, NHL draft pick for the Toronto Maple Leafs came into this program making a bang right from the gates.
The first practice, you could hear it was like thunk when his shot would hit our goalie in the pads, and you could just feel it. Holy man, can this kid shoot the puck?
Miettinen burying it. Putting it away is Miettinen.
Finding the back of the net comes natural to this pure shooter, and VD being the first player in program history to be named the NCHC Rookie of the Year came to no surprise.
Shoot to score, and just keep shooting the puck every time I get it, and I don't know, I just love to shoot the puck.
Having well over 400 shots on net, double digits in goals per season here, and consistently breaking statistical history in the most competitive conference in college hockey.
I mean, Vidi said, he's been good for us every year he's been here. He's very talented with the puck. Obviously, he shoots it a lot.
That desire to improve every day and to become a better player in person, I would say.
With the Finnish hockey mark, players like Vidi find success within the program.
they're hockey players. They're not just guys that play hockey. They kind of have that.
No, not really. I'm just trying to play hockey out there, trying to make the right play.
He's a leader in the room, definitely on and off the ice. Love seeing him have success, and it's awesome to see that he's at 100 points now.
And the little boy that fell in love with the game is an NHL draft pick, SCSU's lone rookie of the year, and now the 39th member of the 100-point club.
I started hockey when I was probably 3 years old. I can't remember much, but I think I fell in love right away.
And look how far he has come.
Welcome back inside the Brooks Center. Now, we've got a moment, so let's talk about opportunity share. Last night, you take a look at the shot sheet, and in that first period, it was all North Dakota, and they made it count. You take a look around the netting, look how many opportunities the Fighting Hawks had. The Huskies, sparingly, any chance to score, but we work into that second period, and St. Cloud State had chances time and time again, but Ludwig Pearson and that defense made it count. You take a look in front of that netting, the Huskies, so many chances out in front, they could not make it count. Those 17 block shots, plenty of them came in that second period. We work into the third, and just like that, the Huskies dominate in front of the net. It still just doesn't matter. You see Vidi Miettinen just outside that home front zone. He cashed in there, but the Huskies, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 chances in front of the net. That's a ridiculous opportunity share for St. Cloud State. They'll need more of that tonight, but they'll need to cash in. That does it from us here on Husky Faceoff. The Huskies looking to split this series. More hockey coming up in just a few minutes.